Welcome to Call a Spade a Spade.
Call a spade a spade.
Not a big spoon.
Sikijiko kubwa. I
How are
know,
you?
right? I'm good, you?
Good. How have you been?
Kasongo. Oh, sorry, my bad. Sishikwe na Subaru. Ya Mambaru.
I think mambo ya abductions imeisha. Pretty
Leona
much.
tulipigwa mapicha juzi ya maukuto. Pale Embu.
You know, sometimes, Konchi, Kenyans are so speculative.
Mm-hmm.
I can see trust levels ziko chini. So when somebody sees Farouk akipiga picha, yeah, they talked about it being some sort of surveillance. Do you actually believe that?
You know, FK, kila mtu anaogopa FK. Hata mimi, hello sir, I'm
Na hata
sorry.
hakuwa anajulikana.
I mean, no disrespect. I mean, like, okay, you guys.
And the fact that
guy.
the president called him by name, akifanya hiyo broadcast ya Mount Kenya,
but everywhere.
where he said mtu mdogo, my PA, Farouk, alikuwa anapigana, Gachagua alikuwa anapigana naye. So I think sometimes the government inadvertently, that's a word,
But
without meaning to, gives
but
Kenyans
you
information
also
they
see
need.
how he's. I feel like he's more of like the bodyguard, the security, the PA. I don't think PA is the right word. I feel like it's the right.
Mtu mdogo.
And
And the guy is a loaded guy, a powerful guy.
But did you see how he handled Kindiki the other time? Like, yo, move here, move here.
All those things speak volumes.
Exactly, they do speak volume. So when you see such kind of a person who is able to move the vice president, anakupiga picha na nile deputy president, anakupiga picha na Mount Zoom. Listen, I work with cameras.
You didn't like that?
Again, Subaru, man, Subaru.
I think things are better. But let me say
Define
something.
better.
Things are better. Like, abductions was a crisis 6 months ago. It was unacceptable. Usiku mchana, you could be abducted anywhere, everywhere. There was so much rage and so much outrage.
Yeah.
Personally, nilikuwa nimeongea sana against abductions.
Yeah.
I think it's a wonderful thing that abductions have gone down.
I
think they're not necessary in the first place.
It's not really a wonderful thing that they've gone down. It shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Exactly.
Then apart from that, is the other question I'll just pose to you is, zimeenda chini ama zimefichwa chini ya maji?
You know, Konchi kuna kitu inaitwa trust deficit, and I know that's what has been lacking. Trust deficit. Yani wase hawako na trust na gava. Do you feel like it's salvageable? Like, can that trust deficit be diminished, and can trust actually grow?
I mean, like, you know for a fact how politics works. As every politician, the last year towards campaign, utaona mabarabara, utaona alafu sasa watatufanyia tu venye tulifanywa ile nyingine nyingine kapakwa rangi. You know that Kamara mkenye kalenda kakapaintiwa.
You see voter bribery by there.
No. That's what I'm telling you. It's voter bribery, and that's what exactly is going to happen. I think like this government had the highest potential of being salvageable if it actually did what it actually promises, and they just now stop promising.
So Ruto just needs to keep his word.
He just needs to stop promising any more words. Whatever it is, be actionable. Because if you look at it, kuna vitu zimelaunchiwa mara kama 10. They're there.
I saw a lot of discussion on that, and it was really very sad because
Sad.
I do a Twitter space where Professor Manyora last night came on. Konchi akasema, you know, that, and this is coming to our next topic. Akasema, when the president says something, people doubt it.
Yes.
But if Justin Muturi says it, people take it as gospel truth. Why the double
because
standard?
it's not even a double standard. And this is something I remember I even said it, and I've said it, I've tweeted it about it. It's more of like the PR people for the president are doing a shit job. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's because
He himself said, my comms team, but
Yes.
you know he should have fired all of them.
he should have fired all of them. I even
Usually that's what follows.
volunteered to be like, I even wrote it. I'm like, listen, hire me. I can do a better job than this.
But then they'll
It's
just say you
because-
just want a job.
But
They'll
for
say
me,
you're not objective.
No,
you just
but
want.
you see, for me, I'll be very objective because at the end of the day, is I am the actual Kenyan. I'm like, these guys, they came to realize they've got no touch. They have zero clue in terms of like what is actually
Kina
happening
Itumbi.
in the ground, on the ground. I swear to God. Unaishi Lavington, unaishi Kileleshwa Runda, I'm like,
Ujui mambo ya Dandora.
Wana joje mtu wa Dandora wewe.
Kayole.
Washe panda mat lini. Exactly.
Places
You don't
like
even
those.
know. Even take, for example, Mlolongo, Kitengela, all those things. If at all you just took time and just went to me, mat. Mwachezi fueling, carbon, whatever that you're
Nganya.
Just take it. Na sila George Ruto. Hiyo utafeel vibe. Chukua hiyo ya kawaida. Just take your kawaida.
Subaru.
My guys, I'm G jokes kwani. And that's a joke. I'm G jokes.
When the round one vile kuko.
And that's around one venye kuko. And that's the thing I'll even ask the president is like, one of the nights, just take a trip at night without the whole siren and whatever it is with your people.
What will he see? Call a spade a spade.
Call a spade a spade.
What will
you will
he
see
see?
a lot of things.
Like?
First of all, a lot of insecurity on these roads.
True.
The lights.
Dark streets.
Potholes. Kwanza, I was so embarrassed whereby Jews, they are going to Embu. Alafu unaona zimepita ra Land Cruiser. But where the road is, it's not even, it's crazy. It's stupid.
Yeah, so cost of government vehicles, cost of maintenance, wastage.
Of which hiyo pesa wangetumia kufanya hizi barabara zote.
Hata kuweka tu sha kwa hospitali.
Imagine. Yeah. Sha pia unajua pale.
So before we go to the next topic, Conchi, there's something I wanted to say which I guess might be a bit unpopular or might seem a bit idealistic or naive. You talk about Farouk.
Yeah.
How about when you are such proximity to a president, how about Kenyans knowing you for being a force for good rather than Kenyans being scared of you, rather than being a bully, a mean person? You see, I'm talking about culture. We need to change the political culture in this country because there's a way people think that power equals looting, power equals bullying.
But let's call a spade. Yes. Is it correct?
Call a spade a spade.
Call a spade a spade.
It's coming from somewhere. And
it is
in
experience.
A sense, it is.
Have you checked out the latest, what would I say, all the news articles, what's happening here and there?
Tutafungulia line wapige. But yes, let's have people
for me
in position of leadership act for the good and the better, not for the worse.
But you see, this only happened once when the Gen Z protest happened. They were shaken. While he behaved for like some minutes, they actually became a little bit human.
It was revolutionary.
They remembered. They were like, okay, this is bad. They even said, "Where enyewe ni kubaya." When the people, but you see now later on, they started killing the masses. They started abducting this one. You can't even have a simple conversation like right now. If I'm to tell the president, I'm like, hey, by the way, there's so many unemployed people. It doesn't make sense to me whereby someone with a degree has to go be a watchman in Saudi Arabia whereby they're mistreated. And yet you can actually
or roast maize at home.
Yet you can actually do that at home.
It's really sad. I'd log on to Twitter and finally, by the way, I've noticed Nurdin Haji, head of NIS, because I kept saying this over and over.
Yeah.
The older folks didn't understand these tools.
Yes.
You know, the mobilization, they take it as entertainment and gossip.
Yeah.
These tools are crazy. And
like
so now they've finally gotten to read the national intelligence estimates and to really understand now the power of social media. I remember just scrolling during the protests, that's June, July, and even the rage that was building before.
Yeah.
And you just see
fires.
People standing with Kenya from New York, from Seattle.
Everywhere.
Hey, Kenya, we're watching you. Anguka nayo.
Oh my God. Like, you just check this out.
It's mind-blowing how interconnected. And then you understand why Elon Musk bought this thing for $44 billion.
It's because of freedom of speech.
Yes, exactly.
But then here we have someone
and controlling a narrative.
And then here we have someone like Wetangula. No, sorry, not Wetangula. This big guy, Atwoli.
People who just don't understand the dynamics.
Yeah. Who doesn't even understand how
don't
it works.
Don't apologize to Wetangula. It's not like he's a saint either.
Where? It's our basi spade.
Spade ndio hiyo.
It's very simple. It's more of like him saying, regulate this. I'm like, do you even understand how this works? First of all, no offense, but most of the Kenyan politicians have become socialites on this, like, in this platform. So now I'd just like to ask him, explain to me like Karen Nyamu, how will you regulate
Conchita, I was coming to Karen Nyamu and you're a woman.
Yes.
Karen Nyamu.
Oh my God.
I cannot even repeat, even though this is a podcast, I cannot even repeat what she literally just did like 2 days ago on the way to the mountain. Your thoughts on Karen Nyamu? Hata nasikia tu.
Listen, in fact, for me, I feel like she thrives on attention.
Slow? What kind of attention is that?
On attention. And for me, it's very simple.
Is she a leader?
No, I don't think she's a leader. She's more of a socialite.
Yeah.
And she's more of like gaining fame. And she's more of like
is she a bimbo?
I mean, like you said it, I didn't say it.
Subaru.
My guy. For me, it's more of like I was watching TikTok yesterday, and there's a group of women from Embakasi
They
East.
did good. I saw that.
Yes, where they're like, now it's
they
not
castigated
acceptable.
her big time.
But you see, for me right now, what I'm thinking is these politicians are not accountable for shit. Instead of them having KPIs, like let's review your behavior. Disciplinary koapi akuna.
Let's run the government like a company.
Yes, yes, but they said it's
profit.
a company.
Yeah.
If it was run like a company, if right now you tell these MPs every single 3 months we'll be coming to see what you've done ask an MP right now, what is your KPI? Kujenga mabarabara. Excuse me? No, people win tenders for these things. Different companies, they're able to construct this
or
roads.
distributing blankets when it's flooded, and then they feel like, how come you don't see me as a hero? I'm paid $1 million shillings a month. Exactly.
Pain me. Kwanza nakumbuka kuna siku niliambia mamangu, wewe ni kuoni wewe umeenda kwa politician pale umepanga laini, wewe sijui unapatiwa mafuta.
Ukampea onyo.
Nilimpatia onyo.
Mama ni kuoni huko.
Let me see you. Tell me, let me go to those streets and
onyo na nyahunyo.
It is embarrassing.
That's a tongue twister. Onyo na nyahunyo.
It is embarrassing to our parents, and for me, I cannot imagine my parent being degraded to that extent. But you know what? There's that thing whereby we call it the poor man's mentality. Oh, amefanya, oh, ni sawa. And that's why I always say this, and I've always asked, how comes you never see a politician going to rally in the university?
In the local hospital?
In the local hospital?
Yeah.
You never see them going to rally whereby there's like the leafy suburbs. Washaona mtu ameenda Karen akianza kuvai.
Or kufanya rally.
Yes, they'll never do that. But where do they go?
Hizo rally za kitendawili.
Yes. Because people out here are educated and they're like, you're not carrying me. You're not carrying me for
Call a spade a spade.
Call a spade a spade. And they know this.
Oh, Lord.
I'm telling you, it's
and now he
annoying.
doesn't know where he is. Because yesterday I saw him saying he's vying against Ruto in 27. But right now he's in... Hata tusichokesha wa Kenya akili, tushachoka.
Because like right now there's this, and this is something I say, diehard fans. Awezi ongelesha mweshi hivi. So there's one person...
They beat Thalassia.
Yes. And I'm like, mbona mnachapa uchali? Ameambia ukweli. And you see
funny thing, Thalassia pia ni fala. He is such a silly boy as well. Sometimes he has moments of brilliance, but one of the things Conchia always say, this country will become better watu wakianza kusimama kwa katiba. You know, as in, I tell leaders all the time, just read the constitution, stand on Article 10, stand on the truth.
Do they even know the constitution?
You have to respect institutions.
Do they have respect? They're the most disrespectful people I've ever met, to be quite honest. Whereby just a simple, I'm sorry, or just like, no, we're talker. Oh, karibu kanyogwe kwa barabara because a politician is just going, and then they're launching stupid things. But have you seen what Ethiopia is launching?
Here's what bothers me. Call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Conchi, okay, you've sat here and ranted about leaders, etc. But where do they come from? Where do they actually come from? Don't they come from you and I?
But you see, for me, I will never vote for. I rather.
Swala nyeti.
Mimi unajua pale mimi mwenzangu kama mimi kama mwanadada, mimi nikiona wewe ni jinga mimi sikuvoti, sikupe hata.
So you agree the problem is the people, but you're a smart voter.
I am a very smart voter.
Are you doing civic education to make other voters
as smart
as you?
I am, and trust you me, and this civic education starts even with my child right now. It's more of like, good. No, this is the situation. Yeah, it starts with my child. Because, thank you.
Nini ya applause iko wapi? Utafinya hapo red.
But you see, at the end of the day is, Benji, you look at the situation how it is. Like, I really want to have a really a smart kind of say leaders who actually are competent. Right now, the reshuffling is every single day. Unaenda unakaa hivi, ukianza ushatolewa, umepelekwa docket ingine, another docket. And then you ask yourself, okay, do you really trust these people here? Like, and every single docket they move, it's a scandal after scandal after scandal.
And some like Dwale in every docket.
But he ni nini ajaguza?
I don't know.
Monjaji.
Tutatafuta rais tumlete hapa.
We have to.
Before tumlete Conchita, tomorrow,
yes.
By the way, guys, kamerangi kwapi. Kesho we're hosting Justin Muturi right in this seat. That's why it's empty. Because atakuja, apitia hapa, chini ya meza, akae hapo. Because hakuna nafasi hapa nyuma. We're hosting Justin Muturi here tomorrow. So Conchi, what would you want to ask him?
So many questions.
Former CS.
I mean, like,
former speaker.
Yes.
Former AG.
Yes.
Former magistrate.
Yes.
What would you want to ask him?
I mean, like, you've been in this government for all this long. Why now?
That's what you're asking.
No, is it because it happened to you?
Yeah.
As you saying, personally.
How damaging were his allegations against?
Yes. Oh my God. I saw that, and the allegations. Hey, there were many.
You couldn't have used ngapi, by the way.
Ilikuwa imeshafika 200,000 plus, my guy.
That's why I like you, because you're a chick of details. So within like the first 24 hours, ilikuwa ishafika over 200k.
Ishafika over 200k. It is damaging, but you see, at the end of the day, is what damage are they planning to do him? Because we saw the damage that they did to Gachagua. And you see, for me, when
attacks everywhere, intimidation.
Umeona hii jana.
Na kama ni ameji attack, nasema tu, I'm playing devil's advocate.
I mean, like, at the end of the day, it's politics. The dirty game, everyone wants to be famous.
I'm one of those guys who don't buy into that whole thing of politics is a dirty game.
It is.
But I'll explain myself with time. It is, but it doesn't have to be.
Exactly. It doesn't have
politics
to.
Politics is a science of how you get government. You get.
I say it's a game of chess. For me, it's how you play your chess correctly.
To what end, though?
But as Africans, and that's the thing, I think what's happening currently with this presidency of Ruto is they are so much used to the typical textbook, whereby it's tutaenda, tutasema, tutatenga, tutategua.
Is that a bit Kanu-ish?
Yes, the Kanu mentality is still there and all that. They forget that Kibaki gave us free education, Kibaki did this and that. It's a very well-educated, it's a very well-educated
and
kind
these
of
Gen
narrative.
Zs are from Kibaki, by the way.
Yes, this is a Kibaki era. So now imagine Gen Z right now the way they are.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Gen Beta? These are going to be their kids.
Alpha.
Oh, no, us millennials, our kids are alpha. This one is going to be beta.
Wow.
Yeah. So now you can imagine the level of it. So the next gen.
Umenda futuristic.
Akili mtu wangu, lazima tufikirie.
Umeona kesho. Call a spade a spade.
Call a spade a spade. So it's going to be a very, very well educated, because they'll be like, no, this happened. And these kids are growing with that. That's why when I saw a school play being terminated, the one for Butere girls, I'm like wondering why. Like, this is a learning.
Where can you find Aoko? She comes after Muturi. But before that...
Oh my God, I love that woman.
Yeah, she's extremely controversial.
I love her.
Let me throw a spanner in the works. Call a spade, Conchita.
Yeah.
When Justin comes tomorrow, former speaker, you know, the people are making a lot of wild allegations left and right, both against the president and also, you know, against Muturi. So they say, for instance, under Ruto, parliament is emasculated, parliament is not independent, parliament is not for the people.
The parliament is stupid. No offense. Did you see how they... Have you seen the
Parliamentarians are daft, I agree. They can really annoy you. They're so full of crap.
Have you seen a simple argument? Sometimes I look at someone like Jeanette and I'm like, my darling, what exactly are you saying?
Jeanette Mohammed, yeah. Jeanette can be annoying, but Conchita, here's my point.
Yeah.
The emasculation of parliament, the culture of parliament excelling in being an auction house, because it has been accused of that. If you do very basic research, you'll see that.
Yeah.
It all happened under Speaker J.B. Muturi and President Uhuru. Call a spade.
A spade. So this one we're dealing with that.
So let's not have double standards. Let's not try to pile all the issues
on William. So this is a byproduct of...
Exactly. So it's just a continuation. So how fair is it then, Mr. Speaker, for you to jump out, make all these allegations against the government, etc., as if you're innocent, but the emasculation, the corruption, the lack of respect for... Because Jamie B. Muturi said that the president doesn't respect institutions. If emasculation of a body that you sit atop of as speaker, that's a whole arm of government, is desecrated, do you respect institutions? Call a spade a spade.
Funny.
Don't come here in the blue corner if you don't have your facts right. Because the red corner will take care of you.
I will definitely. For me, it's just like, it's very simple. Me, I'm speaking it from the Mwananchi perspective. Because you see, when we tell you this thing is effed up, and you're like, no, it's not effed up, it's working.
It is.
I'm like, it is effed up. I'm the user.
Yeah. And the matunda ya bad governance, by the way, ninja.
Exactly.
If you look at how guys are tamacking, if you look at how companies
are
exiting, if you look at the cost of
it is bad.
Things,
did you watch the forum for investors that happened the other day? Most of the investors, actual investors, are the ones speaking, and
they're like, crying 2 years ago. I used to go to forums with them. They're like, we can't. This is unsustainable.
And it's so bad. There's one
salaries,
of
cost of power, cost of production.
It's high. Ask me. I'm telling you right now. You know, like we used to say, like, oh, you know, people in states, they work 6-7 jobs. Literally right now in Kenya, like for me, I have to work 2 jobs to be able to sustain it.
And then there are no jobs. At least in states, you work many jobs and the jobs are available.
And there are no jobs.
Guess what? Huku hakuna jobs.
Akuna.
Conchita, I gotta tell you this before we take a break. I just love that you have a good command of issues. Like, una understand 2v2 na ina flow. So let's do this Now, sitoke hapo. We'll take a very short break and put our things together. We're just getting ready to host former Attorney General, former CS Public Service.
I also want Karenyamu here. I mean, like, I also want Karenyamu.
No, Karenyamu stakuja hiyo siku. You guys mongeas, ladies.
I mean, from one body to another
I cannot
body.
sink to that level of intellectual morass. Come on.
Second, try and be a body.
Producer Koapi Kuja. Back in a moment. Oh my.
Bye-bye.
Wonderful.